Very good afternoon, everyone. Sunday afternoon here at St James's Park, where we've been with the Alnwick ladies, and we're very kindly by Chorley's manager Ben. Ben, thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure to be here.
It's like we've just been speaking. It's been a funny week. You had Alnwick, a great game last Sunday, 3-3, and then I've only just found out you played Bradford on Thursday.
Yeah, it's been a tough week for us. I think on Sunday, we started really well, then just sort of took our foot off the gas a little bit, maybe a little bit of complacency, maybe just slipping in. And it did superb to get themselves in the position that they did, and we had to work hard to keep ourselves in the game, to be honest. And then Thursday was a completely different game. It was one that we were able to get off in the first couple of minutes really bright. We played some really good football. We got forwards with intent, and the way that we held ourselves was more to what we've seen this season. It could have been a lot more than 5-1 on Thursday, and it was good football. But then we've got to regroup again and come up here. It's a tough journey to come up to.
It's a long journey.
It's a long journey. It's a tough journey, and it's a long journey. But it's great to come up here because from the minute we get here, everyone's friendly. It's a nice atmosphere. It is actually a really nice club.
Well, it was a fantastic game, and I mentioned on one of the men's videos, it really was the proverbial game of two halves. I thought Alnwick were excellent in the first half. Yeah. You must have had things to say at half time, because you were a different team coming out the second half. Yeah. And I know you only had 2 substitutes today.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, it's been a tough week for us because we still trained Tuesday. Tuesday came with real intent, and it was intent based on the reaction to Sunday's game. And that's why we were flying on Thursday. So it would have been nice to have a training session for this one, but we couldn't fit it in. Our plan today was to try and go uphill in the first half, keep it as tight as possible, and then open up in the second. Just because of how we've been struggling with injuries. We've got players out there today that started that we'd have loved to have only give an hour or 45 minutes to and bring them off, but they've had to do 90 today, so we've got to manage them again next week. So we've got to look at those. And I think in terms of half-time we just tried to keep it as calm as possible because, I mean, the way that we've conceded in the first goal...
The first goal was a worldie. Yeah,
she's hit it sweet, it's flown into the top corner, and it's one of those where you just said, those happen. We can look at the pressure on there and everything else, but it was a fantastic goal. And I think if you look at the second one, we were playing for about 5 minutes with 10 players at that time, while we had the treatment sorted. When we've got her back on, obviously it's after the goal, but it's one of those things. We deserve to be 2-0 down at half time, and I think the way that we did it wasn't a noisy changing room. It was speaking at a level where everyone's listening, and we're trying to put together a way of coming out, and collectively everyone's had to come out and say, right, this is what we're going to do. We have to roll our sleeves up, we have to work hard, and to be honest, Alnwick have made us work hard today. They've made us work for absolutely everything we've got there, and Alnwick will feel really hard done to there. I know that the goalkeeper was upset at the end. She was class throughout the entire game.
Well, the second half they were under siege, shall we say.
She made some really good important saves, and you can't speak highly enough of the attitude. It's got to be tough. I know it's going to be difficult, and I think today could have been an opportunity for them to get the win that they're desperate to have, and and they'd have deserved it based on the first half.
And you as a manager, Ben, at 2-2, would you have settled for that? Bearing in mind
of course. I think we talk on the sidelines. We only had 2 subs. I think we'd have loved to have made 2 or 3 more, but there's nothing we can do about that. And at 2-2 to come back into it, it was a hard game. You have to take that, and we'd have been a bit like, oh, it's another draw. There's so many draws that we've had that we don't deserve this season, and I think we come away today. I know we put a lot of pressure on in the second half, but we can probably come away and think, we've nicked that 3 points there because of the way that we do it at the end, and that's because Alnwick made us work, and they worked so hard, and they should be proud of that today. I know it's been a tough season. I know that they're desperate to get 3 points on the board in this league, but they made us really work hard.
But it was a great advert for the actual league itself.
Yeah,
it's competitive from top, middle and bottom, and it just proves fine margins.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and you'll see by the results today. that there's some results that you look at and you go, wow, they got that result, or they shouldn't be getting that. You know, you can always look at it as football math. Well, they beat them, so they should beat them. It doesn't work in this league. It doesn't work because anyone can get 3 points off anybody, and you know we go into the next game. We've got a tough game coming up, but we've still only lost 2 games this season, and people forget that, and it's because of the amount of draws we've had that we probably don't deserve, but. You know, today that bounce went our way for that one that we put in right at the end.
Well, it's been a great game. Ben, thank you so much for joining us. Honestly, from Alnwick Town, we really appreciate it. Alnwick Town ladies next Sunday, they're playing at Elland Road.
Elland Road, wow.
They're
Right, okay.
actually playing at Elland Road.
What an experience.
So it's going to be a great experience for everyone. Difficult for Alnwick to take today. 3-2 defeated. It really is difficult. But Ben, may we wish Chorley all the best.
Thank you very much.
It's been an
Thank
absolute pleasure hosting you.
No, thank you
You're
for
a
having
proper
us.
football man, and thank you very much for your time.
No, thank you. Anytime.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.